Hello everyone, this is Majeed from Pakistan. So right now we are going to have intellectual lady and Madam Andrea Mason. She is a global voice and she belongs to America. So right now we are going to talk about a topic of the day on which we are having a discussion on it. We are going to talk about today on the word peace and proactive versus inactive right now. What would be our role, what's the role we can perform in this world. Everyone is just thinking about that nobody can do anything, individuality can't do anything. So in this way, what would be our role and how we can being the participant, proactive participant in this world, can contribute in the world peace. So I would like to introduce Madam Andrea Mason. So hello, Madam Andrea Mason, how are you?
Hello, Mudassa. Thank you so much. How are you doing today?
Yes, I'm quite all right. What about you?
Yeah, I'm doing well. I think this is an amazing topic. What we can do as a community to gain world peace, be the change, and get those people who are inactive to be proactive. So,
Yes.
yes, I am truly excited. Thank you so much for this amazing topic and content. So, let's begin. Go ahead.
Okay, in this way, yes, because you're quite proactive right now on the social media. A lot of people from the continents, they are just getting connected with you. So in this way, they are trying to get some sort of a motivation from you. The way you are just motivating them. So in this way, I feel being a Pakistani from Asia. So in this way, we are trying to get some idea from you. Being intellectual lady, I would like to get some idea from the people who are connected with me on Facebook. So they would like to know about you. What the role you are being performing in your society at the same time, or what would you suggest to our society that what how can we play our role in this an inactive society right now. People are not just too much active right now as they should be. So in this way, how we can create a world peace right now. The world is on the verge of chaos right now. There is frustration. People are not very much settled right now in the universe and in this world. So in this way, what would be our role in this way to contribute to being a proactive participant, to play a role and create some sort of peace and harmony in this world. So my question is to you: to how would you define this question, that how can we bring some sort of peace over here in this world?
Excellent question. Well, they say Mother Teresa, she is a saint in the Roman Catholicism and Catholic Church. And she says, invite me, paraphrased, invite me to, a walk that is proactive as opposed of anti. Because what happens is you're focusing your attention and intention on positivity, change, making a difference. None of us are so small that we can't make a difference every single day. And what I do is that I connect with individuals globally, virtually on every continent to get a better understanding of their culture, their religion, their belief systems, and their lifestyles. And to those, on behalf of Majeed, pardon me, assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and ensala, and best wishes to people worldwide. What I've done was I've adopted and adapted to my cultures, to the societies that I am seeing. What are their struggles? What are their concerns? What are their questions? And then I do research or network to find those solutions and answers to those problems. But what happens is we fear that we are so small that we can't make a difference. But just like anything in success, anything in business and relationships, every little step counts. What action, holding it as simple as holding a door open for someone, to sitting next to someone who is quiet and looks sad and just saying hello. It's the mere act of taking the time to just make that connection. You may be the light in someone's darkness. A simple hi can change their world. So, to answer your question, we have to be mindful. We have to be intentional and attention to what is going on. Think about it. When we are upset, depressed, angered, or frustrated, we feel really toxic inside. Nothing would be more sweeter than someone we love coming, putting their hand on your shoulder, or giving you a warm hug and saying, "It's okay." So take those small steps, because with every small step on a daily basis grows into being proactive. Now, sure, for some people, today's day and age, society and media has put us into the fear factor, has put us into the concerns of not speaking up, not using our voice. So, what we need to say is, what would I welcome or benefit in this situation? And how can I respectfully, in a civil manner, be proactive in bringing peace to that person that time? Back to you.
So in this way, Andrea, you are just saying superbly express the view that you have in your insight. So, but my question is to you that right now the world powers, United States of America and the other countries, Western countries, who are holding power. So those countries who don't have too much, superpower like the others, like Americans or other Western people. So in this way, my question is to you that how the world establishment can play their part to become the and a proactive role in the world to create some sort of a peace and harmony.
That's a great question. We have to understand where our support is going, our funding, our contributions, when we hold, protests, when we provide funding, where is it going? And then because we are the masses, we are the ones that have the choice to support it or not, financially or being involved. So if we don't support it and we're not advocating on toxicity, negativity, war, etc., then we just stop contributing. And I know it's easier said than done, but what's happening is we have this half step before funding a social community, funding our leaders of the world, as well as their decisions, because we don't know exactly, unless it is mentioned, where that funding is going, where that attention is going. And are we brave enough to ask, where is my money going for this? How am I going to support it? What do I have to do? Am I condoning this behavior? Do I have a right? Do I have a choice to say no? Because what's happening is we at times become creatures of comfort and just continuously create these habitual rituals, what I call in my line of coaching. Habitual rituals can have a positive or negative outcome. If you're not mindful of the mundane routine of what you're supporting, then you need to be intentional and grasp attention to where that is going. Let me give you an example. When, for example, in the community, there are fundraisers, there are charities, sponsorships, and so forth. For the most part, in the goodwill and the good heart of people, they will let you know where that funding is distributed. But sometimes people just do it as a routine, as a contribution, but are they really following up where that is going? So I would be mindful, ask questions. We as human beings have stopped asking questions out of fear. And when we put fear in front of us, it paralyzes us and just puts us into an inactive mode. Back to you.
Yes, at the same time, I was talking about the funding, but at the same time, I feel that there is also a proactive role of the those superpower in this world. You know that there are Americans, there are Canadians, there are Russians, and there are Chinese people who are trying to dominate with the help of the different the way they are having. So I feel that their proactive role is just to create some sort of harmony. If there is a clash between the countries, they should try to cope up, they try to make them understand, they should try to build a harmony between the countries, rather than that to provide some sort of weapons and trying to go in the field and try to murder the different people and kids and women and men and all that around the world. So in this way, I feel that this is a proactive role, the proactive role should be those countries who are having a good economy. So in this way, Americans, Chinese, Russian, and those mean people, the Western people who are having a strong, economic condition. So their active role should be to cope up the situation. They should try to help out those countries who are suffering in different types of war. They are going through in the devastation. They are going through from the chaos. So in this way, I feel that apart from that, providing them weapons and saying that yes, we are with you, and go and just just demolish or destroy them, and we are with you. So in this way, the word chaos in the world would be prevailed, and there would be no harmony, and ultimately the world would be on the verge of chaos, and definitely there will be destruction and nothing. Even though we have seen when Japanese people right now on which condition which types of condition they face. Definitely never ever nuclear weapon should be used. So definitely that is the thing. That is, even though that compromise has been done and all that. But right now this is not a war of those superpowers. It's a war just to create some sort of a stability in the world. And how can they create a stability to those people who are not having good economy, especially especially African people who don't have a good economy. So definitely superpowers should go over there and try to give some sort of assistance to them, so that they would also just try to contribute to make this world a global village, rather than that to create a too much distance between the first world, and then make a division of first world and second world and the third world. So we should try to build up a good healthy relation between the countries, and trying
Mhm.
to help out those people who are not having a good economy. So whereas
Mhm.
I feel, so definitely you are doing saying very well, as that our funding, where the funding is going on at the same time. But at the same time, the world establishment should play an proactive role in this way, to
Mhm.
help out those countries who are not having good economy, good stability, try to provide them assistance wherever
Mhm.
they feel good, wherever they need, try to provide them assistance to those countries. So in this
Mhm.
way, we can create a peace, we can create some sort of prosperity among the
Mhm.
countries. So this, I feel, personally, I feel that through that we can create a harmony, peace, and mutual understanding between the countries. So, along with the happiness, along with the individuality, along with that, all these things, our role should be the country's world establishment role should to provide some sort of assistance to those poor countries, those who don't have too much stability in their countries. So I feel
Mhm.
that as you are living in USA, I think the most major role should be the of the Americans to provide give some sort of try to build a world peace in this way, that as we are in the different countries, they are feeling different devastation, distraction, and all that. They should try to provide them money at the same not money, but try to build them up, that so
Mhm.
that they make provide them up, and try to create some sort of opportunities for them to grow up, and then to compete in the world and be on the race. So in this way, what do you think about this
I
scenario?
agree. I agree. We have to look at history. We have to prevent history from repeating itself, because what's happening is we are continuing with the same problems, but we're not coming up with resources. We're not coming up with solutions. And if we are, they are limited or paused from leadership or the higher standards. And as far as the USA and Canada and so forth, we have to make sure that we're taking care of ourselves first to make sure we are intact, then help others. Because what's happening sometimes is, as we want to help others, we are not stable, secure, protected, and well off in our own home front, if you will, on our own homeland. And so they say, it's being service of others, which is all good and what we want to aspire to do. However, we have to be mindful what are we doing? Are we secure in our homelands that we have sufficient resources, adequate information, ability to make change, and really make sure we're intact 100% before reaching out to others? And then the other question is, have the other countries, continents, and people around the world, have they exhausted all their resources? Are they communicating with one another and saying, hey, this is what I've learned, this is what can help my industry, my community, my economy? And I think what's happening is, because, as you mentioned, Mudassa, there is such a huge gap between leadership and villagers and commoners and the people, who are affected by this. There's no communication. And as I mentioned before, that fear factor comes and paralyzes those in need. Because if you think about it, the people who are running and being the leaders, they're well equipped, they're substantial, they're fine, they're well off. But are they looking to their people who they are leading? Are they looking to their community? Are they looking to their villages and saying, wait a minute, I'm doing well, but my community isn't? What do I have to do to make sure to have an ear on them, so I can continue to lead this, and rule and stay within my role as a dignitary pillar of their country or continent to sustain, eligibility? Because what's happening is, leaders have one way of thinking, this is their goals, this is their mindsets, but how are they getting the support from their community? And what's helping is, this is where we were talking at the beginning of the show, we were talking about being inactive. We are so minute, we are such a small piece of our community. Well, if I say, what is it going to help if I mention this, if I heighten awareness? Well, you get that one person, you get another person saying that, you have now, with the two-dimensional world, you get 10 to 12 people saying the same thing. It's only going to be the squeaky wheel gets the grease, because there's such a distant communication and understanding and respect for one another right now, because there's no unity.
Yes, definitely. In this way, I would like to quote another thing that right now I'm doing MPhil in media studies as well. So I was just studying in first semester. So I recently that has completed. So in that I studied about that we don't have access to information even. Especially those countries and developing countries and underdeveloping countries, they don't have access to information. I have studied about Globo TV, that over there in West, that is dominating, but they don't try to reveal the information. That more, they try to possess the information. They never ever try to leak it out. Whatever the information that they want, you just want to show it off over there on their television. So they try to just they try to create some sort of monopoly over there. They don't like to show it off. Whatever the things that they're having, they don't like to show it off to the other people. So I know, there are different televisions in the world, so they are having their own monopoly. They never ever try to in this way. They feel that they would go be in the back in the race if they would try to reveal the information they're having. So they always try to show it off by putting their tag on the television that they got the information first, and therefore they put a logo over there and say that we are having copyright, and don't try to show it off without their consent and all that. So in this way, we are having these types of issues. We don't like to be the competent over there. We don't like to anybody to be there in a race. That if we have made a progress, we don't want to get other one to be over there in the same race as we are. As we feel that we have done hard work in this way, so why we should invite the developing countries, come over here and we are going to give you some sort of assistance, some sort of information, how can you make your country developed and how you can make progress and all that. So in this way, this monopoly is also working in some extent, and they're trying to prevail it. They don't like to show it off in the world, that if I would try to give you assistance, so I would come, very minor people are there. Everyone is not equal, but some exceptions are over there. They don't like to share the information.
Right.
They don't like to share the progress. If they would be the competent, both the countries, developing countries and developed countries, if they would be in the same race, so where they just want to create a difference. So in this way, they just tell them that we are superior, and they are inferior because they don't have, I mean, they have done any sort of hard work over there. So why we provide them assistance? So in this way,
Right.
what would you say?
No, I agree. It's all about competition. I have this, what is happening is it's territorial. It's in the mindset that this is my country, this is my continent, I'm ruling, this is the rules, the ethics and morals, values that my community will serve and will receive. And what we selectively choose to share with another country is our decision. But what happens is, since the change of the world from going 3-dimensional to 2-dimensional, you're connecting with individuals all around the world. And you're realizing that the blurred lines of diversity are now very fine, and that adversities are affecting everyone in some sort of way, whether it be, from North America, South America, Europe, Australia, Asia, and Africa. We all have the similar needs. We all have the similar restrictions in some sort of way, whether it be whichever lifestyle you lead, whether it's ethics, morals, religion, as far as, the even the equality, the gender equality amongst the world. You have aspiring and inspiring individuals, young generations wanting to learn across the world, but their culture or their leadership or their community, if you will, is restraining or refraining them from doing that. So to have harmony is these interconnected communications with people across the world, finding those like-minded individuals to click on and latch on and say, you know what? I'm experiencing and acknowledging these similar experiences. How can we come to solutions? How can we problem solve? The leaders are doing and getting inundated from all the tasks and roles that they have. No disrespect. I'm not a leader in that regard. So I cannot speak on that because I don't have the experience or the jurisdiction. However, I do have the perspective, if you will, that they have certain tasks, agendas, intentions to comply with. But I think the bridge, the gap needs to be opened to listening to their community, to listening what's going on. Sure, we've got these conditions, but how do we minimize that with engaging and interacting with our communities? And us as a community have to really level up our voice. I mean, how many, you look at social media today, and you look at the social media platforms, things go viral. Sure, some of it is comical. Sure, some of it is cute. But if we use technology as a tool of structure, foundation, and solutions based knowledge, and saying, hey, we have, poor drinking water, we have limited accessibility to food, that heightened awareness across the media platforms will trigger the mindset of the community. Hey, how can I be proactive? And how do I become interactive and immersive to funding, supporting, contributing, or spreading the word about the awareness in this country or this continent? And I think a lot of us, again, go back in fear. Leaders are going to lead. They're not going to listen to the little man or woman, and vice versa. We only have a small percentage if we make a difference every day. But we have the technology that's accessible. We have that as a human, as human race, as humanity, we have that ability to choose. So choose wisely in what you're invested in. What are you investing your time in? What are you investing your research in? I've spoken on several connections in Pakistan, and I understand the poverty, the limitations of some areas in that country of having limited clothing, having limited food, abundance of individuals who are not healthy in their mindset. And so what are we doing as a community? What are we doing as a whole to tap into what means inner peace, mental health? How are we educating one another mental health wise, from younger generations to the women in certain cultures that don't have the ability or capability to learn, but yearn for, eager to learn. How do we, how do we adjust and modify to answering our needs, providing solutions and providing resources for our community, rather saying, this is the leadership, this is the commoners, this is how it is what it is, it's going to be that way, history is going to have that huge, gap regardless. But again, as I mentioned before, there's more of us than the leaders, and we are the ones funding, whether it be supporting their campaigns, whether it's going to their parades, or whether it's putting the financial dollars in for their roles. What are we doing on the home front? We all have an opportunity and choice to contribute towards peace, towards mental health, towards having enough food, towards having clean water. We have to stop complaining and start cooperating. Back to you.
Yes, in this way, I would like to quote one thing. A lot of Pakistani people, a lot of Pakistani young students, they're studying in different countries. You know that most probably, I feel that I mean a huge quantity of the students, they are studying in UK, Canada, Australia, and the other USA and other part of the world. So right now they are getting awareness that what is their role, and what the they can play their part. Right now they are they are learning different types of techniques over there. They're trying to get that, even though they're earning money, and wherever they feel by going back, if I'm living here in Pakistan, Faisalabad, so if I will go over there to the other country, like in USA, UK, Canada, another part of our western countries, while I would go back and just watch it out, that which type of, facilities they are having, how they attained it, how they got prosperity. After learning different phases from there, I would go back to my homeland and trying to cope up the situation. This is my role. This is my proactive role. Going back to my homeland and just to try to create those people who are suffering different things. Try to cope up from the situation. Try to make them trying to give them solution of it. That why you are suffering. Suppose that a lot of people, they spend money. They send money into the people. There are different foundations. The people are sending monies to them. Even though I have my own foundation, where our role is just to provide some sort of assistance to those people. Pure water, or where they feel that of people who don't have some different, if they're having some issues, we'll try to find it out, that what are the issues and how we can cope up the situation, how we can provide them assistance based on that. What can we, how can we play our active role? So in this way, people right now, there is awareness. Awareness has prevailed in the world, because the world is becoming global world, and in this big global village. So in this way, everyone is trying to getting awareness through social media. A lot of information is just going through, because right now this is another time, like BBC, Al Jazeera, or the other CNN news. So they try to possess the information right now through social media. Every news is being spreading around the world. They're getting awareness that what is the how can they play their active role, what are the pros and cons of the things. They are getting awareness, even though a lot of Pakistani people, they are working in different part of the world. They're trying to get some sort of assistance. They're trying to learning the things that how they have developed the countries, and how we can make our country develop. They're trying to some sort of trying to get awareness. They're trying to learning different phases. They're learning different things. After learning from there, they would come back, and they try to invest whatever they feel that they have learned over there over there. So they are doing a lot of great Pakistani people right now. They are doing this thing, that even though they have learned a lot of things from there, and now they are also playing a pivotal role in this world, by providing them assistance, by with the help of money, awareness, wherever they feel that they should provide them education. If there are some areas where the education is not education is not over there, so they try to open a school for them, so that the kids would go to that school to get some sort of awareness. So in this way, Pakistan is a large country, where there are 4 provinces, and every and different districts, and all the sales and all that. So awareness is just it is becoming globalized. People are getting awareness, and they know about what is right and what is wrong around the world, how the world is going on. and awareness just because of social media, and the active proactive participant, and especially motivational speaker like you are providing some sort of assistance, providing some sort of information that how they should play their role and become make this world harmonious and some sort of idealized world, and providing them assistance, especially those people like you who are providing really some sort of happiness. I would feel that you're trying to create a happiness. You're trying to. I feel that you are personally providing them assistance to those people who are going in frustration, problems, and all that. You're trying to provide them assistance and trying to create some sort of solution for them. So this is also great, and I would say that you would definitely get the reward of it. That the way you are doing, the way you are playing, so that's superb. So I would simply salute to you the way you're doing, you're playing your role. You are just selecting the people from different continents and trying to get connected, trying to give them awareness that you should do this and that, and how you can make them in the right track, and how you can make progress, how you can unite the youth of the world, how you can create something. If you're having some issues, how those issues can be sort out. So in this way, I would really appreciate you the way you are doing. It's definitely that God would reward you in this way. You're trying to create some sort of happiness around the world.
Thank you so much. Yes, no, I want to make a shout out and contribution to Idam Fawad of the Women Empowerment of Pakistan, as I'm an ambassador there, as well as is the African Portal as an ambassador global voice over there, and North America, South America, UK, and Australia. That's what it is. It's just being the voice of vision. You can't be heard unless you're seen, and that's what I'm doing. I'm working with the younger generations of Pakistan, the young minds who are aspiring to inspire with via podcasts and interviews. I have also been engaged with the African young generation, men and women there, of providing my leadership and mentorship on Mentor Her to Greatness, as well as the African Portal, and taking on individuals in Africa to really bring their education and intellect, globally. And, once a month, I, you know, host a Bringing the World Together with Andrea Mason. And I will put the link here. I've had global leaders and dignitaries and pillars such as yourself, Mudassa, of individuals who are like-minded in changing the world, having your voice. Speaking in Dubai, virtually on COP28 in December last year, of climate change and world peace, international world peace as well. So it's just the small steps that I see as, oh, I'm going on a panel and speaking. But that panel opportunity has given me the expansion and bandwidth to speak on every continent, so I can be familiar. You cannot be heard again unless you're seen. And so that's my mission. I want to empower individuals. I want to empower women to really who have those limited restraints in enlightening the world with their intellect in some countries. Connect with me. I'd be more than happy to walk beside you. I have one individual who I have actually built their business in Africa together, working with them, and now they have a successful, thriving business in Africa. And as well as in Pakistan, I have individuals who I am, providing service. So this is what it's about. The global entity of, yes, I am someone so small in the States. However, I have to make myself proactive on every continent, taking the initiative every single day, posting, doing reels, shorts, videos. My YouTube videos now have extended over 1,000 videos since my journey, and it doesn't stop there. It's the constant steps of progress, of passion and purity every single day that makes my voice be heard as a global voice to really have impact in the world. I came from what in terms was called a third world country. It was drug-torn, war-torn era. There was not adequate and healthy food, and there was not clean water. I was emaciated. It was during the cartel in Colombia, South America, which was at that time was very underdeveloped. But to fast forward now and to speak on every continent and to share, hey, I have a voice. I went from victim to victorious, and I'm making my message and mission heard every single day. And that's what it is. Taking those constant steps towards progression to be successful, not perfect, because there's no such thing as perfect. So
Yes,
on this,
definitely.
yes, go ahead.
Yes, definitely, indeed. As I'm telling you that you are providing a great assistance, especially in this modern era, this
Mhm,
materialistic era, I would say that everyone is just too much busy in their own life
mhm,
that they don't have time to provide them assistance to the other people. So in this way, no doubt, without any buttering, I would simply saying that you're doing superb work, and definitely, as I'm telling you that you would definitely get the reward of it as well. So in this way, you are providing assistance. So
mhm,
definitely the reward would be outcome in the form of, I mean, the fame that you are gaining around the world. The
mhm,
people just trying to get to know about you, that where are you from, they just want to know about your story, life
mhm,
history, life story, biography, and all that. So
mhm,
definitely you're doing superb work, and that is really appreciated. And the people are definitely really admiring the way you are doing, and definitely you're trying to getting connected. Do I mean, trying to create on a single platform in the whole
mhm,
world the issues that the people around the world they're facing. You're trying to put on the one gathering and putting it on platform. So in this way, a lot of issues are addressed, and definitely they will be sorted out soon. So one more issue that we are having, that lot of kids in Pakistan, so in different areas, they don't have education. They don't have some access to information. They don't have access to education. So we are also, our foundation is also trying to create some sort of providing them assistance. A lot of my friends, they are living there in Italy, France, Germany, Portugal, and other. So they are also sending some money just to provide those students getting provide them education. Where we are trying to facilitate them through education. We are trying to purchasing books for them. We are just hiring a teacher for them, so that they
mhm,
may get some information, they get some idea about their life and all that. So that if you provide more information, more knowledge, if the
mhm,
people would be educated, so there will be less crimes. If there
mhm.
are not less education, more crimes. So in
Right.
this way, we are also trying to promote education around in this area, especially those and Pakistan, literacy rate is increasing day by day. A lot of people are
Mhm,
getting awareness and all that, but still a lot of country, back remote areas where the education is not free, and all, though they feel that after getting education what they can do. So in this way,
mhm.
we will be discussing this issue another day on another topic. We will be discussing this topic another day.
Yes.
So because it's quite interesting and debatable topic, and I feel that a lot of people would get connected with that, and even though they were saying to me that you should need to address this issue, because a lot of people in Pakistan, a lot of kids, they are working in
Mhm.
different
Oh.
just like they're working in their home, others home, just
Mhm.
clean house and all that, but they don't have access to education. So we are trying to provide them education. So a lot of
Right.
friends of mine, they they living in the other part. We are having, the name of foundation is we are one federation. The name of federation is We Are One Federation. So through
Mhm,
that platform, we are trying to facilitate those kids who don't have access to education. So we are trying to
mhm.
get it. So another day we will discuss this issue. We'll discuss this topic, and we will be
Yes.
having a session. So thank
Yes,
you
I
very much.
agree.
Yes,
Absolutely. Yes. Knowledge you know what it is? It's like Einstein said, knowledge is key, but imagination encircles the world. It's making that innovation, that creativity. Yes, everybody has access to a phone, a laptop, social media or whatever, and they're making that. But at the same point, what are we doing with that knowledge? Are we applying it? Are we mastering it? Are we implementing it? And that's what you have to really put into place. Are we making the conscious efforts to implement peace? Are we making the conscious efforts to be mindful of our emotions every day? As women, we are struggling with diversity, we are struggling with equality, we are struggling with our own mindset. How many people are saying, hey, you know, women out there, let's empower? But what happens is the toxicity and the suppression and oppression of women has made it diverse, where not only are as media and society attacking women, now women are on a competitive edge with one another. And we're feeding into that. So just to kind of wrap things up in a bow, peace starts within. We wake up every day with a gratitude attitude for being here and grateful and having a voice, having that victory moment every single day. What do I have to say and how can I pay it forward? As women, we need to rise and unite. I say this all the time. You know, as a woman growing up, all of my friends during different stages of my life were guys. So I had that courage, I had that charisma. And though when the nurturing component came in, society has said, well, being nurturing is weak, vulnerable, you know, you're sensitive. We need to reset and recalibrate the mindset of women that we are strength, we are strong, we are able, and we have to voice our opinion. And when we do that, how do we do that? We voice it to the leaders, the men in the leader roles, and say, hey, let me redirect your focus of, you know, fury, rage, and agitation to, hey, here's nurturance, here's solutions, here's resources. So I definitely encourage that. So thank you, Mudassa, for having me. We will reconnect on that education around the world, how we can get it, because education is one thing, but innovation, application, creativity is another. So thank you so much for having me. To
Thank
everyone,
you very much.
assalamu
Thank you very much
alaikum.
for your precious time. Thank you
Yes,
very much. Precious time.
assalamu alaikum. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon to my global tribe out there. Cheers and ciao to you. Thank you so much for supporting me. If you watch this on playback, share this out, because what are we doing? What can we do as a community to gain world peace? Be the change in the world and make sure and learn how you can be proactive as opposed to inactive. Thank you to my
Yes.
host, Mudassa Chi. Stay tuned and have a wonderful weekend. And I will see you
Yes.
real soon.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Goodbye, all of
Take care.
you.
Ciao.